5 My program to raise quality of lives. Hello and good afternoon. I'm Mohana Priya. Welcome to Updates at Noon. The Federal Territory's Urban Poverty Program, 5 My, launched by the Prime Minister, has the potential to raise city residents' quality of lives. According to Federal Territories Minister Tan Sri Anwar Musa, this is to ensure those in the low-income group do not miss out on the national developments of the country.
5 program yang kami dedikasikan kepada golongan urban poor ataupun golongan miskin di bandar, dan yang mana antara lain termasuklah program My Beras, iaitu satu sub-program kepada program My Food. Program My Beras ini kita zahirkan kerana kita mengambil kira tentang kesempitan kehidupan yang dihadapi oleh setengah daripada warga wilayah persekutuan, terutama golongan yang berpendapatan rendah ataupun mereka-mereka yang hilang mata pencarian, terutama sekali sewaktu pelaksanaan PKP.
He added that the government will emphasize on initiatives to help rebuild, restore and continue the lives of those affected in the post-COVID era. Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah has consented to the awarding of the federal awards, medals and honours to 335 recipients in conjunction with the Federal Territory Day 2021. However, the award ceremony date will be determined later depending on the COVID-19 situation in the country. This was announced by the Federal Territories Minister Tan Sri Anwar Musa in Petaling Jaya earlier this morning. Finance Minister Datuk Sri Tengku Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz and Pahang Menteri Besar Datuk Sri Wan Rosdi Wan Ismail are among the 6 to receive the Sri Utama Mahkota Wilayah Award, which carries the title Datuk Sri Utama. 4 other recipients for this award are Yang di-Pertua Negeri Melaka, Pulau Pinang, Sabah and Sarawak. Furthermore, Senior Minister for Education Datuk Dr. Razzie Jidin as well as Housing and Local Government Minister Datuk Zuraida Kamaruddin are among the 81 individuals bestowed the Panglima Mahkota Wilayah Award, which carries the title Datuk. 224 others will each receive the Darjah Johan Mahkota Wilayah, Kesatria Mahkota Wilayah, Ahli Mahkota Wilayah and Pingat Pangkuan Mahkota Wilayah. The government will be focusing on cost of living, sustenance and poverty eradication issues in the Federal Territory, especially amidst COVID-19, through various approaches taken under the Urban Poverty Program 5 My. Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin launched the 5 My program virtually through the Federal Territory Day 2021 message broadcast live yesterday. The program involves My Jobs at Wilayah, My Grocer at Wilayah, My School Bus at Wilayah, My Medic at Wilayah and My Food at Wilayah initiatives.
Selari dengan prinsip prihatin Kerajaan Perikatan Nasional dan sebagai mendukung inspirasi wilayah persekutuan itu wilayah prihatin, saya bersyukur kehadrat Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala kerana Kementerian Wilayah Persekutuan telah mengambil pelbagai pendekatan yang inklusif dalam menangani isu kos sara hidup, kelangsungan hidup rakyat serta membasmi kemiskinan di wilayah persekutuan, khususnya semasa COVID-19 dengan melancarkan program 5 My. My Job at Wilayah, My Grocer at Wilayah, My School Bus at Wilayah, My Medic at Wilayah dan My Food at Wilayah.
In 2020, more than 35,000 people and heads of households, as well as 331 low-cost housing in Kuala Lumpur, received direct assistance through the 5 My program. In his speech, Tan Sri Muhyiddin also announced additional initiatives. 5,750 bags of rice will be donated free of charge every week to those in the B40 target group residing in Kuala Lumpur, Putrajaya, and Labuan via the My Beras at Wilayah program. The Premier vowed that the Perikatan Nasional Government will remain committed to achieving Malaysia's vision to be a sustainable, fair, equitable and inclusive country while enhancing the country's prosperity and ensuring that the people are united. Malaysians are called upon to remain strong and steadfast through the efforts of the frontliners working hard to curb the spread of COVID-19. In a statement in conjunction with the start of His Majesty's second year as the country's paramount ruler, Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah expressed hope that the people will continue to practice self-control and adhere to the standard operating procedure SOPs set by the government. Comptroller of the Royal Household of Istana Negara, Dato' Ahmad Fadil Samsudin, said the King also expressed appreciation to the people, particularly the frontliners who have shown a high spirit of solidarity, togetherness and resilience in combating the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the King, the caring spirit was very visible through the efforts of the frontliners who toiled day and night in containing the pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic had given a very meaningful lesson to Malaysians, and His Majesty was grateful that all parties could handle and fight the crisis with their caring attitude. The rakyat have also flocked to social media to convey their best wishes to the King. Throughout his time as the Agong, Al-Sultan Abdullah is highly revered and is known to be very close to the people. The National Security Council, MKN, has allowed 6 categories of students to return to their campuses physically as early as 1st March. The Higher Education Ministry, in a statement, informed that the learning sessions for these students will be conducted in a physical and online hybrid manner. The 6 categories of students involved are those taking their certificate, diploma, bachelor's degree and postgraduate students who need to conduct clinical work and practicals requiring laboratories, workshops, design studios and special equipment. Also allowed are students who do not have access and those without conducive environment to undergo teaching and learning online. This also includes existing and new international students, except those from the United Kingdom. Lastly are disabled students and students taking the Malaysia University English Test, MUET, and international as well as professional examinations. Students who are not in these categories will continue their PDP online. The number of evacuees affected by floods in Sarawak increased to 186 this morning from 171 last night. According to the Sarawak State Disaster Management Committee earlier, 4 temporary relief centres or PPS are currently operating in 2 flood-affected districts. The Serian district recorded the highest number of individuals affected with 159 people, which were housed at 3 relief centres, namely Dewan Kampung Lintang Baru, Dewan Kampung Betong Kenawit and Kampung Rimba Padi. Meanwhile, in Simunjan, 27 evacuees were housed at Dewan Masyarakat Lubuk Buntin. The second wave of floods in Sarawak began last Saturday after the village area in Teluk Buntin, Simunjan, was inundated due to continuous heavy rain for several days. This was further exacerbated by the high tide phenomenon that occurred concurrently in the state. The Malaysian Meteorological Department, Met Malaysia, expects that these weather conditions are expected to last throughout this week. A male tapir was found dead by the roadside of Jalan Gua Musang, Kuala Krai, near the Felda Chiku Satu settlement yesterday, after most likely being hit by a vehicle and dragged for around 15 metres. Kelantan Wildlife and National Parks Department Perkhidmatan Director Adi Ermanti Hanif Muhammad Hanif said the remains of the 450-kilogram tapir was found by a member of the public who was passing the area at the time. He said the person contacted the Gua Musang District Perhilatan Department, which conducted an investigation and brought the remains to the office for further action. He said the 8-year-old tapir was believed to have been hit by a vehicle between midnight and early yesterday morning. In a related statement, Adi Ermanti Hanif said initial investigations indicate that the tapir was trying to cross the road before being rammed by a vehicle in the darkness. He added that the tapir had left its habitat probably because it was looking for food in the area. According to the department's records, 3 tapirs had been killed after being hit by vehicles in the state last year. The government has approved the recruitment of 224 child protection officers and moral officers who will serve in the Social Welfare Department this year in the first wave of efforts to address various children-related issues. Women, Family and Community Development Minister Datuk Sri Rina Mohamad Harun expressed hopes that this move can help in stopping violence cases involving children. She also said that the number mentioned is the first phase of a recruitment exercise for a total of 1,122 officers in both fields required by the department. The intake process has already begun and the Public Services Commission have shortlisted suitable candidates for the position.
Peranan ini dia bukan sahaja mengambil aduan tau. Dia kena melihat secara keseluruhan. Sebab itu kita perlukan penambahan. Sebagai contoh, kalau kita ada anak yang mungkin ada isu dan sebagainya, dia kena menyiasat keseluruhan. Mungkin dari segi persekitaran, dari segi kekeluargaan, sokongan, dari sekolah dan sebagainya. Dia perlu dilihat secara keseluruhan. Sebab kita menyelesaikan masalah kanak-kanak ini, dia bukan hanya masalah yang ada di depan mata saja. Tapi perlu dilihat secara holistis.
Currently, JKM has 264 child protection officers and 200 moral officers stationed throughout the country. Speaking after visiting the adoptive mother of a 7-year-old boy who was believed to have been abused to death in an incident on Friday, Datuk Sri Rina urged members of the public to keep an eye on children living in their respective communities and immediately report any abuse to prevent any occurrence of similar cases in the future. The percentage of smallholders applying for the Rubber Production Incentive (IPG) is expected to increase, simultaneously increasing their income by 25% per month this year. According to a statement by Minister of Plantation Industries and Commodities, Datuk Dr. Muhammad Khairuddin Aman Razali, he estimates that smallholder farmers will increase from 993 ringgit to 1,167 ringgit per month. The IPG assistance will be channeled directly to smallholders without requiring a manual application process after middlemen and rubber buyers were to use the RRIM Niaga application since 1st January this year. This initiative is to help reduce the impact of falling rubber prices as well as stabilizing the income of smallholder farmers. Last year, a total of 30.16% of smallholders who have a rubber transaction authorization permit had claimed IPG. This accounted for 135,632 out of a total of 495,296 PAT-G cardholders, involving rubber smallholdings spanning 294,095.79 hectares. In Budget 2021, the allocation of IPG funds has been doubled to 300 million ringgit compared to 150 million ringgit last year. Following the disappointing outings at 2 Thailand Open tournaments recently, national top men's singles player Lee Zijia has to focus on building his self-confidence for the coming Olympic Games, scheduled to be held in July this year. National men's singles coach Hendrawan said the world's number 10 player has wavered in believing in himself and displayed below par performance at the Yonex Thailand Open, Toyota Thailand Open and the World Tour Finals. Speaking to RTM, Hendrawan admits that there's still a lot of work to do in terms of strategy in order for Zijia to be at par with other singles players on the world stage.
Apapun hasil dari ini back to back 3 turnamen ini, apapun hasilnya Setia kita harus terima. Ya, kita memang mengakui penampilan Setia awal turnamen setelah break panjang. 3 turnamen ini tak bagus, tapi ini baru start. So kita balik, kita akan review, kita akan bincang apa-apa yang perlu kita buat untuk perubahan itu. Karena saya nampak beberapa oponen pun sudah mulai baca gamenya Setia ya gitu. Because dulu mungkin orang tak terlalu tengok, dan sekarang sudah mulai masuk top 10, that mean lebih tough lagi, orang akan lebih belajar, akan lebih learn. So apapun hasilnya di sini, kita akan berusaha lagi yang ke depan lebih baik.
In the Yonex Thailand Open, Zijia lost 17-21, 15-21 to Tianqian in the quarterfinals. This was followed by a 21-18, 25-27, 19-21 defeat to India's Samir Verma in the first round at the Toyota Thailand Open. While at the World Tour Finals, the 22-year-old from Kedah failed to secure a spot in the semi-finals after 3 winless matches on the group stage. Women's doubles head coach Chan Chong-meng wants his charges to keep up their momentum for better outcomes in future tournaments after watching them make good progress during the 3 Asian League tournaments in Bangkok. He praised world number 14 pair Chow Mei Kwan Lee Meng Yen for pulling off an upset against top seeds Gracia Polly Ariani Rahayu of Indonesia and advancing to the semi-finals of the 2020 season finale, the BWF World Tour Finals. However, they lost 14-21, 15-21 to world number 4 Lee So-hee Shin Seung-chan of South Korea in the semi-finals. Both Mei Kwan Ming Yen had also lost to the same Korean duo in the group stage. Chong-meng, a 2-time World Championship bronze medalist, is also happy with the budding pair of Pearly Tan Tina, who eliminated world number 9 Chang Yi-na Kim Hai-rin of South Korea to enter the Toyota Thailand Open quarterfinals.
Basically, I'm quite happy with our 3 women's double performance, especially Meng Mei Kwan, who beat Polly Rahayu during the World Tour's final, and Pearly Tina, who beat Chang Yena and Kim Hai-rin in Toyota Thailand Open last week. I think this was a very good breakthrough for them and also a good sign for the whole women's double department. Moving forward, I would like to focus on individual specific training such as skill, strength, speed when we come back from Thailand.
With a large number of events scheduled for February halted by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Swiss Open from 2nd to the 7th March, followed by the German Open 9th to 14th March, and the All England 17th to 21st March, could be the first few tournaments in the 2021 season.
Well, I've got to say,
And that's it from us this afternoon. In our top story today, 5 My program to raise quality of lives. News at 10 comes on this evening on My Freeview's Berita RTM news channel. I'm Mohana Priya. Thank you for your company.